Now from Atlanta News First Plus, this is Sports Tonight.
Hello and welcome to ANF Plus Sports Tonight. I am Ellie Parker here with Connor Hines.
Ellie, what's up?
Nothing much. We've got some breaking news that we're gonna get to because it's not Atlanta related.
Okay.
So we'll save that for the end of the show.
Okay.
Because we've still got a lot to get to.
You know what they call that in the biz? They call that a tease, Ellie. You just teased some breaking news for the end of Sports Tonight. Stay tuned.
Good stuff. Yay me. First, we just got to get to the SEC championship.
Yeah, Ellie, it's kind of weird because so it's Thursday now, right? So we're kind of in this lull. We hear from Kirby and the players at the beginning of the week. Well, technically Kirby spoke again today, but it's kind of this lull now that you're in Georgia in full preparation mode for one of their biggest games of the year.
Georgia faced off against Texas again, looking to beat them for the second time this season. Earlier in the season, the Dogs went to Darrell K. Royal Stadium in Austin.
Oh, yeah.
And
wasn't that such a weird game?
It was a very weird game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
it was really the first game where we learned that Georgia is very much a second-half team.
Right.
Where they just kind of hit the snooze button for the first half, and then the third quarter happens, and oh right, we have to play football.
Yeah, it was very weird, but part of the journey of this Georgia team, and I don't think, I mean, you're certainly not where you are now without that Texas win. Is that Texas win kind of keeping things afloat right now? I don't know. I mean, Georgia would probably be in the playoff conversation either way, but that Texas was number one at the time, so that was a huge win.
And I mean, as you said, both teams were probably in either way, but this becomes the difference between
a bye,
playing in the Sugar Bowl, and
having a week off,
probably hosting a first-round playoff, barring a massive blowout, in which case you might have to go on the road.
Isn't it funny? I think Kirby Smart said, well, the meaning of this SEC championship is that we're playing for a week off. We're playing for a week of rest, but it's still an extra game. The SEC championship in itself is still an extra game on the schedule, so take it or leave it, but you're definitely playing for seeding in the college football playoff, if nothing else.
Yeah, you're definitely playing for seeding. And then you have Alabama just sitting at home waiting to hit that 11 seed because we all know it's coming.
You think so?
We're all going to hate it.
You think it is?
Everyone but Bama fans is going to hate it.
Everyone but our lovely sports photographer, Lee Smith, who is insufferable.
And this man may hate it anyway, because Bama's going to have to go on the road. And if you've maybe he's talked about it on this show after a Bama road loss. Oh, my God. Nobody hates Bama as much as Bama fans.
Yep, this is true, Ellie. This is true.
But
what else is new?
Back to Georgia. Georgia, Texas. We heard from Malachi Starks earlier. So let's hear from him. And
let's do it.
Hear what he had to say.
Person was just in here talking about how he kind of stays level-headed, and just that's kind of who he is, because if he goes off or does something, people could react to that. Is that who he is, or does he have a little fire in him, or when have you seen him kind of maybe go off a little bit, maybe practice something like that, and people react?
Yeah, I think he has that fiery side to him. I think that's just like the competitor that he is, but he is very level-headed. Because he's right, especially how it is today. Like if you show some type of emotion, people will take it and run with it. And he does a great job as one of the leaders on the team. It's just trying to stay level-headed and keep everybody on the same page. So, that is true. He's very level-headed.
Malachi, right up here. Having the game on Friday, freed up to watch Texas A&M on Saturday night. What stood out about Texas, maybe that was different than you saw the first time you played them?
Yeah, I think when you look at it, their ability to run the ball, that changed, I would say. They looked a lot more physical, still very explosive. When you look at it, they're not the same Texas team that we played before. We're not the same Georgia team, and, they've grown in areas, and so have we, and, we just got to go back to work.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the value of conference championship games and what they might mean with, the college football playoff. So to get to this point for you guys, what does it mean to play in this game and potentially almost win this game?
Yeah, I think it means a lot, a lot of people question us about how the year is going and what type of team that we have and, our abilities and what we can do. And I think, just being able to get in the game says a lot about who we are. And, we're willing to take it day by day. And, if we take the right steps and when we get there Saturday, we put everything in the bank and we're able to go play our best.
Malachi, when you say you're not the same Georgia team, in what ways do you think you're different than the last time y'all played Texas?
Yeah, I think when you look at it, we've been battle tested for sure. We've kind of figured out, what our strengths and our weaknesses are. We're just trying to hone in on those and, just get better day by day, take the steps that we need to take to be able to be the best team that we can be.
Okay, with that Texas receiving core, what did you learn from that first matchup just about what they're good at and the challenge they're going to present on Saturday?
Yeah, very explosive. Like I said the first time we had met up with them, very explosive. The fact that they have two quarterbacks who are very knowledgeable, and they can both hurt you with the run or the pass with their legs. I think that's huge, and just having a group like that he can, have an escape to. No matter what receiver it is, I think that's huge for him, and we just all got to be on the same page.
Malachi, on defense, are you as confused about the inconsistency as everybody else is? I mean, you probably watched the Texas tape and oh, that was really good, and then things like UMass, first half Alabama, you pick a different game. Do you have any reason it's been so inconsistent?
I think it's just, wanting to start out fast and just be on the same page, play as a unit. I think sometimes when you look at it, guys, we just need to all be on the same page instead of going out there and, not playing as individuals instead of playing as an 11, whole group. And I think that's the biggest thing is, when we're all connected, we're all on the same page, we're doing things really good, and when we're not doing things so good. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, to follow up on that a little bit, Kirby said, it seems like if there's one mistake on a drive on defense, it has been hard at times for this group to come back from it. Just how do you, figure out that resiliency within a drive, especially against a Texas team who's going to make some plays on offense?
Yeah, I think just kind of knowing that we've been in that position before, throughout this year and, in the past, and just leaning on each other. When things get hard, not pointing the fingers, not complaining, coming together as a group and figuring out and trying to move on to the next play, because, you can either let the play affect the next one or you can move on from it. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Julian Humphrey announces after the last game that he's entering the transfer portal. I assume that means he's gone. Does that tick you off?
It's crazy timing, I'd say. It's a weird situation, and I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I can speak on. So I wish him the best of luck, and I'm just ready to go back to work.
Malachi, you came here a couple years ago, won a national championship. You guys went unbeaten in the regular season last year. This year's been a little bit different to get to where you guys are. How would you describe kind of, where this team is now, given what you've had to get, gone through this year? Yeah, I think we're in a perfect spot, I wouldn't change a thing about the season. I think we've learned about a lot of our team, and it's brought us to where we are today. And I think, all the ups and downs that we had through the season is going to help us at the end of the year, and I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's one thing I really liked about Georgia football is, you end up playing your best ball at the end of the season. I know, we say that a lot, and, a lot of people hear that, but we really do believe in that, and we think that's true, so.
Malachi, for you personally, you've been asked to do a lot of different things this season, and you've got a lot of youthful guys around you. Can you just talk about the challenge that's presented and how that's helped you grow as a player? Yeah,
I think just kind of thinking back when I was a freshman, and the guys that are around me and, coming in, they just won a natty, and I was a freshman coming in, and, I was the young guy around a few older people, and they were trying to help me figure out the way, and they were asked to do a bunch of things. And, I just kind of went back and leaned on that, on the Chris Smiths and then the Dan Jacksons who helped me when I was here. And I was just trying to take that step approach to the thing. And really just, I wasn't trying to be anything but myself. I was trying to lead the way that I like to lead. And, I think that was the best way. Everybody has different ways of leading, but I wanted to do it my way. And, I think the guys followed me in that direction. And we learn on a daily basis with each other, nobody's ever right. And I think, they've given me the room to grow and, follow me, and I've done the same with them. So.
Can you tell us what you've seen from Ellis Robinson and DeMello?
Yeah, man, they compete. They really do. Just two young guys coming in and learning the system. It's hard here. It really is, and just to see how they work and they compete, they really want to learn. You can tell in the meeting room, you see them taking notes, you see them asking questions, kind of like sponges, they just want to learn information, and I think that's just such a good sign to see when you're so young and you come in and, things probably may not go your way, or, you may not get on the field right away, but just to see them kind of, keep going at it, I think that's huge.
Malachi, in 3 years you played with Dan Jackson. What's been the biggest impact he's had on you?
Yeah, I think Dan's energy is probably the biggest thing. Me and Dan kind of feed off each other. When I'm down, he picks me up, and when he's down, I pick him up. And it's just, he's been in this thing for a while, and just his experience and his leadership as well. I still lean on him, and he leans on me to this day, and I just think it's huge, and that connection that we have, just in that back part of the field. I'm able to know what he's going to do, and I don't even got to look at him, that type deal. And I think that's huge, and I think a bunch of guys, just kind of realize what type of player he is and what type of leader he is, and he's easy to follow for sure.
Malachi, y'all's defensive line had a big test against Georgia Tech, not having Christian Miller. Just what did you think of the job they did up front in that game? Yeah, I think they did a good job. I think you look at the plays and there were some explosives here and there, and whatever the case may be. But I think we asked guys to step up, and guys stepped up, and I think that's the biggest thing. You never know when your number is going to be called, so you work while you wait. So when your number is called, you're ready.
You guys got Roderick Robinson back on the offensive side of the ball this week. We haven't seen a ton of him on the field, but what have you seen from him in practice and his time since he came into the program? What does he bring? Yeah,
I think his improvement from his freshman year to now, and I know he hasn't been on the field that much, but just like the fall the camp he was having, man, guy's a freak. I mean, 240 and he's moving. I don't even know what his body fat is, but it's really low. But I mean, he's going to be a great athlete, and I'm excited to see him get back on the field and go out there and compete, because I know he misses it. And it was good seeing him to get out there and get a few plays.
Connor, hit me with the bad news.
What is the bad news? I don't think there's any bad news right now.
The news that I don't like, that you told me off air. No Bevo in Atlanta. I am sad. We have been robbed of Bevo versus Uga again.
But I think this is for the best, Ellie. I really think this is for the best, considering what happened the last time.
Yes, I want.
A little 8-pound bulldog tried to mess with a steer.
Before the first Georgia-Texas game, I was on my high horse about wanting the rematch.
Oh man,
between Bevo and Uga.
Remember, this is a new Uga too. We gotta protect him with
new Uga, same Bevo.
We gotta protect Uga.
That bull's not gonna be able to tell the difference. It's gonna go, I remember you.
You think so? Yeah. Well,
we're
robbed. Guess we're gonna have to play it out on the field. But yeah. What is the logistics of transporting a actual Longhorn steer across the country?
They figured it out for the Sugar Bowl, obviously.
Yeah, but that's Texas. That's a short drive on the highway there in Texas. But I mean, they're not going to fly that thing.
You can absolutely fly a Longhorn. Come on now.
Think you can fly Uga?
Yeah.
I mean, not Uga, Bevo?
Yeah.
Well.
Custom plane, sure.
The world may never know. We're getting robbed.
We're getting robbed.
Oh, well. Falcons?
Do we have to talk about this team?
We'll make it snappy. Look, losers of 3 straight. Kirk Cousins. Seen better.
Vintage Kirk Cousins.
Whoa. Let's keep the positive vibes going. I think there's a really good opportunity here this weekend, Ellie, to get back on track against. I mean, look, it's kind of one of those throw it all out the window sort of things when
True.
When you go to face your former team.
You have to remember this, Connor. I am a hater. I am paid to be a hater on this show.
Yeah, truly.
And this is a very good Vikings team. So the Vikings have found a way to win games that they shouldn't have multiple times this season.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case with the Falcons.
Yeah.
Maybe Kirk Cousins gets a little bit of home cooking, even though it's no longer.
Well, and
his home,
Minnesota's
but,
a team in a position to, if it wasn't for the Lions in the division, they'd be a front runner there.
Yeah.
So, Minnesota's got a lot to play for, perhaps more than Atlanta, because I think the Vikings are capable of pulling off a good little playoff run. Going to be a lot of emotions behind this game. Yeah, I mean it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Kirk talked earlier this week about the fan base and how they try to make it as hostile as possible, and it's never easy to go on the road.
That just, oh my God, a buzz just went off in our newsroom. For a second there, I thought our fire alarm had gone off. Thank God it wasn't. But yeah, let's hear from some more offensive players and from offensive coordinator Zach Robinson.
On the same page, the other team in the NFL too. So I mean, just having a better game plan, preparing a little better than you did the week before. And I think every day we come here and compete, it's like. We right there, man. It's like I said, it's little things, and we got little things become big. I mean, you got to stop little things before they get big, and that's where we at right now. We still got the pen in our paper, so we still gonna write our own story. We just gotta come to work every day.
I know a lot of people have pointed to the red zone as something you guys want to get better at. What do you notice about not being able to put points up there in the red zone?
Executing. I don't think as a team we've just been dialed in when we get down there. I think we just get comfortable when we cross that 25, in that green zone area, I would say. I feel like we just got to finish and that's what we got to be stronger at. We know we can move the ball. We know we got all the tools in the toolbox. It's just about finishing.
What do you notice about the way that Kirk carries himself all the time?
Poise, whether it's up or down, all his picks on him. Sometimes we, as a receiver unit, maybe just not just on the same page. Like everybody blames Kirk for this and that, and he's gonna take it. Him being who he is, he's gonna take accountability for everything. And as having a vet quarterback like that, that's a lot to take. And we love him. He's a vet. He keeps us going. Our job is to keep him going in times like this. Because he's a great quarterback. I love playing with him, and just he put us where we need to be at, and we just got to finish, man. As a team, it's not just him. As a team, the line got to block, the receivers got to catch, the running backs got to run, and we just got to do our job. Mentality is never missed. I think our whole offense is ready to go every time, mentality-wise. Again, I think with this new or old plays, you got to win. You got to win that play. You got to win that drive. And like I said, we had multiple chances to win. Just got to finish that. Like I said before, I mean, it's times we finish, it's times we don't. And right now, we're not finishing in the drive. And we still got 5 games to play in the regular season just to get right, because we know those type of games we're going to go into the playoffs, the last-minute drives, you got to finish. And so this is building character for us, I feel like.
During the stretch, has there been anyone on offense that has kind of stood up and kind of been like, yo, like let's talk, like let's have some real chats right now and look ourselves in the mirror and what we can do to be better?
As a receiver unit, I try to be that. I think me, Mooney, Drake, all of us try to push each other every drive. Because some drives it might end on Drake, it might end on me or Mooney. Or the linemen always keeping all of our mentalities right, because they gotta be on a different edge all the time. But for me, it's always positive energy. It's the only way you can move forward.
Do you think that it's unfair, some of the criticism Kirk gets with some of those interceptions?
I feel like that's every quarterback, though. Anytime an L happens, it falls on the quarterback, and that's where they get paid the big bucks, And he doesn't run from it, and that's the one thing you gotta appreciate from having a vet quarterback. He doesn't run from it. He actually runs into it, and that's why he's so able to bounce back like he does multiple times this year. But We don't look at it. That's the outside world. With practice, we know what we got and we know what we can do. We just got to go on the field and execute and do what we're here to do.
You said on your own, I love playing with Kirk Cousins. Why do you love playing with him?
The person he is, the spirit he brings in the huddle. Like I said, it's always positive. You're here a little bit straightening, but he's never going to disrespect you. He's going to make sure he's pushing you rather than bringing you down, you know, and always trying to get to another level. Not just himself, just around everybody around him trying to get to another level. Always working on his own. Like when defense is going, we always working on new things, trying to see where be on each other's same page, you know. And so having a quarterback like that that's always want to work, can't beat that.
As a 36-year-old quarterback, sometimes people make it out like, oh, the arm strength, like they're getting older. Like, have you noticed anything, or you feel like you still got it?
You got everything. Like I said, executing and doing it on game day, just do it consistent. I think that's another word I would play a big part in our offense, being consistent in everything we do.
Coach Flores does an unbelievable job with those guys. They've got great talent across the board. The scheme is good. So we got to be definitely sound and have, you know, the right answers for those things if they do present themselves. Sometimes they show up more often than not, but we definitely got to have sound answers. And so definitely the preparation's been good so far. We've got a long way to go to get ready for these guys, though.
How's Kirk doing after the Florida Deception game? You know, how's he bouncing back and dealing with it?
Yeah, Kirk is Kirk. I mean, he's played a lot of football. He's been through a lot of highs and lows, just like all these guys that have played this long in the NFL. You know, you don't want those games to happen, as an individual effort. But, you know, Kirk's going to keep swinging. He's going to keep shooting, and he's just going to get back at it and get back to work, which is exactly what he's done. Haven't felt anything different with Kirk. He's the same guy every single day, and so he'll bounce back, and we know he will. And he's approaching things just like he does every other week.
In the red zone issue last week, what were the things there? And is it as simple as throwing the ball to Kyle Pitts?
Well, yeah. Well, he's a big guy. Yeah, no, there's definitely things that we'll always continue to look at in terms of where we can be better as coaches, providing the right answers, execution, all those things that go into it. But to pinpoint just one, simple thing would be kind of out of turn. So we're going to continue to just do the best we can, because really that's situational football, third down and red zone, and taking care of the ball is where we're kind of stopping ourselves. We're able to move the football very efficiently first and second down. It's just making sure that we are on the screws with situational football, third down, red zone, scoring points when we get down there, scoring touchdowns when we get down there, making sure that does not happen again.
Is it difficult to balance looking back at October and how productive the offense is, and then November where they're just very different?
Yeah, I mean, everything in the NFL is so week-to-week based. There's like the Tampa game, that feels a long time ago. Even the Dallas game feels a long time. So you're just so locked in on the next opponent and, how we can attack the next opponent. You flush the previous game. There's certainly things that we feel like we've done well, and there's things, like I said, really situationally that we got to be better. So we're looking at all those things and making sure we have the right solutions.
How long was the voice memo?
From a team losing 3 straight to a team winning 5 straight.
The transition. Very nice.
Well, the Hawks good.
It's December.
Is this team cooking?
It's the first week of December, but Chef Trey is in the kitchen. And actually, Chef Trey is in the kitchen, but Jalen Johnson, my goodness, is that contract paying dividends already?
Yes.
I mean, oh boy, give the boy his bag. Averaging nearly a double-double. He's been a big part of the run here, Ellie, over the last 5 games. But, Quinn Snyder saying last night after the go figure, right?
I got proven wrong. I'm gonna eat crow.
You still have plenty of time to get proven wrong.
I'm gonna eat crow. I said the Hawks would lose both of these games, and somehow 5 straight, including 2 against.
Maybe you should you should keep that up then. Maybe you should keep that up until they stop winning.
The Hawks have just just gotten over the 500 mark.
Yeah.
With 12 and 11.
Yeah.
Just got over that 7 and they're in 6th place, tied with the Bucks after last night's game, after last night's win. So this is a team on the up. So be very fun to watch over the next few weeks, including tomorrow night's game.
Friday night, baby. Hawks Lakers, Peachtree TV, 7:30 p.m. That's our sister station over on Peachtree TV. Great partnership we got going on. We got a few more Hawks games on Peachtree TV later on this year, but another one on Friday night. And Ellie, can you? I know you're very eager to get to what's next here, but can you pull up the Lakers schedule for a second? Because I believe LeBron and the Lakers just lost by like 41 points to.
It was 40.
I think Miami.
3 or something like that.
Point being, the NBA is a little weird right now, and the Hawks are hot. Maybe you're catching LA at a good time. A lot of talk about the lack of help that LeBron James is getting right now on the court. Good opportunity to get their 6th straight win on Friday night.
Lost 134-93 in Miami against the Heat.
What about in time since?
This will be their first game since.
Oh, really? Okay.
Lost on Wednesday, and Monday was not much better, losing 109-80 against the Timberwolves.
Yeah. So a really good opportunity to get win.
If there's a time to strike, it's now for the Hawks. You know.
Yeah. 7:30 Peachtree TV. Be there, Ellie. What's on your mind?
Ooh, we mentioned that something just broke before we went on air.
Yeah, we teased it.
Bill Belichick talking to North Carolina about the head coaching opening.
And this is a report, and nothing more than a report.
I want it.
Could Bill Belichick and Mac Brown be brothers? They kind of look like.
Do they?
Grumpy,
Do they?
Both grumpy old men.
That's like the extent of their physical similarity.
They're both like balding, and I don't know.
Both balding, grumpy old men.
Whoa, that would be a shakeup. And people, you hear about this so much, is that coaches, especially the most successful ones, that itch never goes away, right? I mean, you've always kind of got that itch in the back of your mind, and maybe after doing TV for a little while, Bill's ready to get back into it. I don't know.
I want it.
How recruiting would go. I mean, I guess everyone wants to play for Bill Belichick.
Yeah, walks in, shows off the rings, and goes, "Play for me."
Yeah, that's pretty crazy if that happens.
Oh, that would be so fun. I want it for the chaos.
Throw him a bag, or are there? Is he just going to do it like out of the goodness of his heart? I don't know.
This is Bill Belichick.
Sounds interesting, but we'll see. One source is more than no sources on that.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out. That would be pretty crazy. Ellie.